Welcome to Wynwood Magazine Podcast. I'm Susanna Baker, your host, where we bring you the change makers, the creatives, and the cultural icons of Miami. Today, we have a wonderful episode, and we want you to join us as we speak to the visionary Lee Brian Schrager, who is the leader and the founder of South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Every February on the pristine beaches of South Beach, we have wonderful food and wine activities that happen for 5 days spreading throughout our neighborhoods. And we can't wait to see you for the 25th anniversary, which will be February 2026. So come and join me as we meet Lee Brian Schrager, the visionary behind South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Let's go.
You gotta do it right.
Welcome to Wynwood Magazine Podcast. I'm your host, Susanna Baker, and we're thrilled today to bring to you a cultural icon of Miami and someone who has really put Miami on the gastronomic map. And with me today, good morning, Lee Brian Schrager. How are you?
Good morning. Welcome to my office in Wynwood.
I love this office. I love the amazing signatures behind me. I mean, Martha Stewart, Andrew Silberman. I mean, you just have every chef that is globally known. Right. And I wanted to ask you, you created one of the most prestigious wine and food festivals in the world. And what sparked you to launch this festival? What was the spark behind it?
Well, about 26 years ago, good friends of mine invited me to go with them to the Aspen Classic, which is like the big granddaddy of wine and food festivals. Very prestigious, very small, very intimate, very upscale. And I was so excited to go for for the first time. And I remember being there and thinking, wow, this is amazing. What it does for the city, what it does for the food and wine industry. And on the plane ride home, and this is before iPhones, so I couldn't take notes on my iPhone, which I do all the time. I just remember taking notes and thinking, wow, it's amazing in Aspen, but imagine doing it on the beautiful beaches of Miami. And that's really how it happened. And that was a Sunday night coming home, and by Monday morning, I'd already called some friends of mine, Michael Aller, who was at the city of Miami Beach, and I asked his opinion, and he got me a meeting with the mayor, and we were off and running.
Oh my gosh, how awesome. Now, the very first year, I mean, we count the event launching in 2002. So you're going to be doing your 25th anniversary now in 2026 for the South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Yes, it is our 25th anniversary in February,
correct? In February
right.
2026. It first started at FIU, right? The campus.
It started at the campus, but that is not included in the timeline of that.
No,
right.
not the timeline.
That was called the Florida Extravaganza, and it was a small, great, one-day event, a tasting and some wine seminars. And I kind of took what already existed, the Florida Extravaganza, and blew it up and put it on steroids and moved it to the beach and made it sexy and made it, brought in big names, and that's how we got where we are today.
I have to tell you, did you ever fathom the magnitude that this fair that started with, in 2002, it started with 7,000 attendees, and it grew to 75 to 100,000 attendees. Did you ever see that magnitude to grow from what you started as an event to bring them to South Beach?
No, of course not. No,
right?
we couldn't have had any idea. And actually, the number is actually closer to 50 million than 40 million. We're about $48 million that we've given to the Chaplain School of Hospitality at FIU. No, we had no idea. We just didn't know where we'd be. And we're fortunate that this is a festival that has made money since year one. Even during COVID, we did not stop. We kept going. And, we had some of our records.
You guys were the biggest festival that opened up. And there was a controversy, but everybody was fine with it.
Well, I don't know that everyone was fine with it, but, we were fine with it, and we didn't make people go. If they didn't want to go, they didn't have to go.
Right, exactly.
But plenty of people wanted to get out by that time and really start enjoying it. So, no, we had no idea. We had no long-term plan. We had no 5-year plan. We have no 10-year plan. And to this date, we really don't have a 5-year plan.
Well, I think creative people are like that. You know, they shoot from the hip. They have this passionate feeling inside that they just can't wait to get started with something that just sparks. And it really does spark like fireworks, you know, inside. And I'm sure like going from Aspen Food Festival, you couldn't wait to something sparked. And thank God it did, because this fair has a great economic impact to the city. It employs over 6,000 people. I mean, it just really has branched out to be a signature prestigious event of Miami that everybody looks forward to around the world. And one of my questions is, what role do you think the food festivals take in shaping a city, especially one like Miami?
Well, you know, we certainly don't take credit for making Miami into the dynamic food, scene that it is today. But we certainly are proud to have been part of it. You know, what we did were bring chefs to Miami who had never been here 25 years ago, or who never thought of opening up restaurants, like a Thomas Keller or a Jean-Georges or a Daniel Boulou or Fabio Trabaiocchi, and they came to Miami and they saw the response, and they later opened up restaurants here. So I think that we started at a good time. Wine and food is something that everyone enjoys. You know, unlike sports or unlike fashion or unlike a tennis match, not everyone does that, but everybody eats and drinks.
That's right.
And I think as long as you're, drinking responsibly, enjoying great food, I think that, we have something for everyone. So, I think it was really important for me that we appealed to everyone, whether you were kosher, we did kosher dinners, whether you were vegans, we did vegan dinners, you name it, we did it. We've tried everything. There were very few things we haven't tried at this point.
It's true. And I have to tell you, when I started the art experience, which this Wynwood magazine has branched off of that, it was in 2010. And I remember you were doing an event 2012. I said to myself, God, I wish I could speak to them to do something in Wynwood. And you did.
Yeah.
That year you did start doing neighborhood experiences and branching off where people, you've taken these food festivals, the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, and you've made it a cultural experience. It's just not going into a festival where it's intimate and it's in one spot. You branched out where people could discover little Overtown gospel brunch, discover little Haiti, discover the Wynwood restaurant. So definitely the credit for putting us in the gastronomic map, I have to say, is South Beach Wine and Food Festival. I know you're being humble and not wanting to take credit, but I have seen this city go from a ghost town to a cosmopolitan metropolis with James Beard awarded chefs, with Michelin star restaurants, in Design District, in a 2-block radius, you got 5 Michelin restaurants. I mean, that's definitely attributed to people coming to your event, seeing and feeling and the response. So I got to tell you,
Well, listen, I'm not being humble. It was great timing for us. Yeah. We took advantage of every opportunity. We're also in one of the most beautiful places in the world, in the middle of winter, everywhere, so it's not hard to get people to come to South Beach in the dead of, winter. I think had we done this in July, August, September, we would not be as successful. Right. I think we are in the right place. Yes. We started at the right time. I think we've, listened to people. What we did right, what we did wrong. We listened to criticism, and, we've grown.
Which is awesome.
I think it's really important that you listen to people and hear what they like or don't like. And that's how we get better. And I always say to people, you can't insult me. I want to know how to make this better for you. I want to know how to make it better for the university, and I want to make it better for me.
And that's great. That's awesome. And how do you pick, you have such a huge platform. And this event has morphed into a really, even though it's 5-day event, 3 days with the tasting, but you've had sponsors like Bacardi, Goya, Capital, on and on. How do you pick your sponsors, your mixologists, and the chefs and the restaurants that you would like to show? case?
Well, that's three different things. Sponsors, we take anyone who has money.
Okay.
That's an easy question. I mean, obviously, it needs to make sense. It needs to be organic. Although we've had...
And align with your...
And align. But listen, we've had some sponsors that did not necessarily align, but, it made sense for us, not just because of the dollar. In the sense of mixologists, I mean, I speak to people. And we follow cocktail trends. Obviously, I have a real life and a real job. The festival is not my job. It's what I do, but I call it my nighttime job. I, head up communications for the largest distributor of wine and spirits in the country. So I kind of have my pulse on what's happening in the industry. And in the sense of chefs, I just follow, I eat out. I love to entertain. I love to travel. I love to have a great dining experience. And I love to try everything. I'll try anything one time. I don't follow reviews. I don't read reviews. I don't follow social media in the sense of people giving reviews to restaurants. I try everything and I make my own opinion.
So one of the things is every year you have to put on, and you have a very loyal following, right?
Absolutely.
And the tickets, you started this in 2002. I think the tickets were $60 to $100. Now, I think your average ticket is $150 to $200.
Probably, right.
And it doesn't stop people from coming.
Well, it does stop people from coming. I mean, it does. I mean, our tickets are not inexpensive, and I wish they could be less money. Honestly, we
really?
don't. Absolutely, I don't. My team will tell you that I fight them on raising ticket prices every time that it comes up. It's an expensive festival to produce. We have to fly in hundreds of talent. We have to house hundreds of talents. We do over 100 events each year. We have security. We have marketing. We have insurance. I mean, there's a million different, this is a real business. And, if we could, I'd love to bring our prices back to year one for our 25th anniversary, but financially, we just can't. The prices in Miami or throughout the country, everything has gone up significantly. So I hate the thought that people think that, we're successful, we're raising our prices. That is not true. Yeah. We raise our prices so that we can produce a world-class festival and return money to the charity.
So anybody going to that festival, and I've gone to the festival, you get your, a bang for your buck.
Well, I think so.
I think so. It's not
everyone. Listen, that you're a great fan of the festival, and I appreciate that, and I feel the same way, but not everyone does.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yeah.
We can't please everybody. But we try to please everybody, and I think that's the important thing. And we think there's value in it, but we also recognize that our tickets are not inexpensive, and we want you to have an incredible, safe experience. That's the most important thing to me.
And I think the festival has hit year by year, and it has hit the mark where, the numbers go up, people are loyal. Those that want to go and have experienced it, they'll save up for it to come. I've heard people that have saved up to that. This is their anniversary moment. This is where they're going to get engaged. This is where they're going to celebrate the birthday. And by the way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I follow you, and I see that you're spending time out in New York, which is a great place.
Right.
And so I wanted to tell you, you've raised millions of dollars for the festival, and you've had such a social impact. How does that affect you personally? Was that something you knew when you started it? We have to, bring back money to the chaplain school. How has that personally impacted you?
Well, I didn't want to do all this work and not raise money. Anyone can this is not a wedding or bar mitzvah or a quince. The purpose is to eat, drink, educate, and raise funds. That's the bottom line. To think of not making money, doing as hard as we work and as hard as my team works all year round to produce this, our bottom line is we are here to raise funds for the chaplain school. Period. That's it.
And you've done it.
And, I as much as the team says, raise your prices, I'm like, we raise it, I raise it, agree to raise it when I feel that we can and that we have to. Period.
And I think off camera I asked you, or my number that in my research was 40 million to date, but to date you've raised for the chaplain school?
Close to 50 million.
Close to 50 million.
It's a big number, but I will tell you, it's amazing, but it doesn't happen
It goes back to the programming.
It goes to the next generation of hospitality and wine and spirit and, culinary students. I mean, that's what's important to me, giving back and giving them, the money has been amazing that we've raised. But more importantly, it's the experience that we offer the students to be part of something and to work along world-class winemakers and distillers and some of the greatest chefs, throughout the world.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever had an experience in the festival with a chef where you expected one way and the chef decided to turn it around to his way, and it made you, what experiences have you had where it's been difficult, you didn't expect it that way, but at the same time you made it pivot and made it successful?
Sure. I mean, listen, what we want to do, what we're envisioning for an event can be very different than what a chef is envisioning. They can interpret, our invitation to them very different. So yes, of course, and we try to have a happy ground, and we always do.
You always do. I can imagine.
Yeah. I would say that we've never had an experience that, didn't end up good.
Right.
Some experiences are good, some are very good, some are great, and we strive for very good or great every year.
That's right. And you have the biggest names, the biggest chefs globally coming back year after year. Signature events like the Burger Bash, the Overtown Gospel Brunch has been very successful. I mean, just the experiences. How would you like to be remembered? And we want you to stay for a very long time.
I was going to say, hopefully,
I know that was kind of like I caught myself, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Your legacy that you would like people to remember, Lee Brian Schrager.
Just someone who made a difference.
Made a heck of a difference.
I think that's ideally what I'd be looking for.
Heck of a difference. And what advice would you give to a young chef or somebody wanting to start a food festival?
Don't.
I like that.
I would say that one of the many reasons that we are successful is because we had the support of the city. The city of Miami Beach are fantastic partners. If you don't have the support of the city where you're creating a festival, you might as not do it.
Right.
They open up doors, they make things easier for us. I mean, we could not be here today without the city of Miami Beach. And every administration over the last 25 years has been supportive of the festival. They were wise enough to know that we bring great value to the city. We bring world-class attention to the city. And Miami and the beaches have turned into one of the, greatest culinary destinations in the world. But if you don't have the support of the city, look elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you. You do a great event and you bring a lot of economic value back to the economy of Miami and Miami Beach and Miami, and a great experience for over 100,000 people and employing over 6,000 employees. So it is a corporation within 5 days. So you got to pull it off year after year.
Yeah, we're only as good as our last festival.
I got to tell you, and I want to see the 25th anniversary because that's going to be exciting. One last question. You've tried almost every plate I could imagine. What is one of your favorite guilty pleasures that you cannot say no to?
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
I wrote a fried chicken cookbook, so I would have to say that my last meal would probably be, Popeye's fried chickens.
Really? I love that. I didn't expect that, and I love that. I really do. So I want to tell our viewers that you definitely want to mark your calendars. You want to come to the 25th anniversary of the South Beach Wine and Food Festival. You don't want to miss this. So get ready for an amazing event. It's, I think, February 18th or 19th?
19th through the 23rd.
19th through the 23rd. So mark your calendars. Do not miss it. And Lee Brian Schrager, it's been delightful.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming and listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.